What's up? What's up? So a long story here. If you ever have kidney stones and you're down for 10 days and you love fishing, you probably will watch a lot of YouTube videos on fishing. So in the course of that, I come across a lot of different probably YouTube stars in the fishing world, but one in particular, kind of new to the scene, Nattie up north, and if you haven't seen any of Nattie's videos, you've got to check them out. They're awesome. So what drew me into a lot of that was I also recently acquired a Hobie Compass kayak back in March. Started kayak fishing for the first time, fell in love with it, so watching a lot of kayak fishing videos to get just loving every aspect of the kayak fishing. Part of that, Nattie up north, who does a lot of, is now into kayak fishing and doing musky fishing and a lot of exploring out into new fisheries, did a contest. Of course, she's awesome, and she jumped to 10,000 subscribers in like something crazy, like 3 months. Not trying to do that myself, just I'll explain this in a minute why I'm even doing a video on this. But so she did a 10,000 subscriber giveaway, which is kind of a big thing, I guess, on YouTube. So her question was, hey, tell me something, a place you would like me to fish, or a different species of fish, or a co-op, somebody you'd like to see me fish with, some of the other people that do these YouTube videos. So I thought, and I've done a lot of research again, doing the Hobie kayaking video series, looking at different things. Los Busos Resort was really intriguing to me because I've really want to catch a rooster fish. I've actually been to Costa Rica fishing for them in a boat, not in a kayak yet, but where as they do a full kayak trip in Los Busos for roosters and other great fish. And Robert Fields, another YouTube star, fishing star, does a lot of really good videos with Los Busos. Is actually a guide there, I think 3 times a year, and it has some really good content out there, so you got to check that out as well if you like to fish and you like to kayak fish and you like rooster fish. I mean, it's incredible. So my suggestion to Nattie was, hey, roosters, and I know she said she liked rooster fish, with Robert Fields, who's an awesome guy, does a lot of the fishing in Los Busos in Panama on a kayak. I mean, it doesn't get any better in my mind. And she agreed. She loved the idea and sent me a message on her in her comments, and I was shocked that she said, "Oh, you won." So the prize to this was 3 months subscription to Mystery Tackle Box. So if you haven't heard of Mystery Tackle Box, it's a pretty cool idea where you subscribe, and every month they send you a box with tackle in it, Mystery Tackle Box, and you can pick from different categories: inshore saltwater, bass, walleye. There's some other categories as well, but so I started out and I told Nattie I would put a video, an unboxing video up of when they came. So my first one came, and I did the inshore saltwater because mostly what I fish for around my area are rockfish. We call them in Maryland. I know in up north and south of us they call them straight bass or bass. So I do a lot of rockfish fishing, and so that's kind of inshore saltwater to me, and also flounder. We don't have reds so much in the area I fish, but I go to some areas where I can catch redfish and sea trout and whatnot. So anyway, here's the Mystery Tackle Box, and this is the first one that came in. So I'm gonna see what's inside this Mystery Tackle Box. So I saw one thing that's pretty cool. So when you open it up, it's got they're also having a contest where you have their little measuring board, and if you catch a fish and it qualifies for one of these categories, and you take a picture of it and put it up on one of your social media sites and you hashtag them, you can win more prizes from them. So this is a pretty cool little box. So let's see what's inside our box. So there's some stickers and different stickers in here, and it's got a what's inside your box, so it actually has a description of what everything is in your box and what the actual retail value of those are. And this is my first one, so this is my welcome aboard little pamphlet. Pretty cool company. Neat idea. I think it's the regular subscription rate something like $20-some a month, and you get I think I added mine up, and it's close to $50 worth of tackle in each box. So so going through this, so obviously a big thing I know with the trout and the redfish, are these popping corks. I've never tried this because I haven't fished for redfish up here, but I don't see why this wouldn't work for stripers as well, and it probably would, and certainly maybe even walleye and different things up this way. But I am going to do a little bit of red fishing, and I hope to have a really good video up at the end of August next month, and hope to catch a really big bull red. So popping corks. Under the popping cork, a shrimp lure. So even on the back of this, it talks about how this would be a great bait to drop under a popping cork and pop it along. And this is really good bait again. Redfish, snook, if you're down in where the snook are prevalent, which they're not up here. Different in trout, different species, but this would probably work on walleye, some smallmouth, maybe even around in my area. I do a lot of shallow water fishing in the Susquehanna River, where there's a lot of really nice smallmouth and walleye, and you can catch them on a variety of different things. Now this is a pretty cool bait, which I'll definitely get some use out of, the balsa jerk. So I read about this, and it's got it's like a suspending bait. So you cast it. It's got a lip though, so you can crank it down and kind of jerk down to the suspension depth that you want, and then twitch. It's almost just a twitch suspension bait. This will work for a lot of things around here. Rockfish, certainly walleye, bluefish even come up this way sometimes. Blues, just about everything that's out there. This, jerk baits, suspending baits are always really good now. Just jig heads, and these have some little hairlines, some weedless factor to these jig heads. Dobbins jig heads, 3/8 ounce. Pretty cool jig heads, and I figured if you're going to have jig heads, I know for rockfish around here I use a lot of soft plastics, and Bass Candy Delights BKDs is the brand that I normally use up this way, but they sent me 2 packs of these Lunker City soft plastics to go onto those jig heads. So there's 2 packs of those. Same color, interesting color. Anything that's got that kind of sparkle fleck in it like that, it's going to work for most fish. This is called red gold. So yeah, very similar style to the BKD soft plastics and the Bass Assassin soft plastics. This will work on rockfish, striped bass up here. A mustad bucktail. This is a 1/2 ounce bucktail with hair, red and white hair. This is definitely a good lure for, you can put one of the soft plastics on this, a twister tail on it, a gulp. Good flounder lure with a gulp on this. So this is definitely usable and a good lure. I haven't seen these. I've seen something similar to this. This is Weston Hypo Tees. So it's got a little what's this, 1/4 ounce jig head, and it looks like it's got a little broken back minnow style paddle tail minnow here. So again, smallmouth, walleye, even largemouth bass up here. I was in a creek. A big fish I'm targeting up this way now are snakeheads. So this would also work for that, I'm sure. It looks like a good snakehead lure. I'm getting back up into some creeks. Haven't caught one yet, but I've only tried twice, and I'm going to get one soon. So this will be interesting. I'm sure I'll use some of these. Just a straight silver spoon. This is called a Gator Lures limpy spoon, and any kind of silver spoon like this will catch fish, and just catch just about any kind of fish. I know early season up here I do a lot of, when the shad are running, we do a lot of catch and release shad fishing, and we always have a shad dart and have a flutter spoon behind it, similar to something like this, and we catch all kinds of fish on that flutter spoon, from rockfish to walleye to largemouth to smallmouth to pumpkin seed, even catfish. Everything that's out in the river will pretty much hit a silver or gold spoon, so you can't go wrong with that. And also, when the bluefish do come up into this water, when it gets brackish enough for the blues to get this far up, throwing metal spoons is always a good thing. Now, this has got a small treble on it. If I'm catching blues or something like that, I'm going to take that small treble off and put a single hook on that, because I hate treble hooks, and I hate having to fool with a treble hook, especially with a bluefish with teeth and all that going on, and in a kayak. Not a good combination. So I would take that off and put a single hook. And hey, look, they give you some single hooks in the pack. They're a little too big for this application, but they put some single hooks in this box as well. So another little sticker, an MTB Mystery Tackle Box sticker. I'll probably throw this on my kayak. I go out and throw that on my Hobie right now. And then there's a catalog with all the other stuff. They have apparel, and if you're a subscriber to this, you get like 10% off their apparel and some of their other lures, and talks about a lot of different kind of cool things, some fishing reels and rods, and just everything in here. So it's a little tip guide. So that's it. Really great stuff. Nattie, thanks. Appreciate it, man. How awesome is this? Next month, so you can change your box. So next month I'm going to switch over and get the walleye box and see what comes in with that. And I think my third box I'm going to switch and get the bass box. I don't do a lot of bass fishing anymore, but the snakehead thing, I am into the snakeheads, and they eat a lot of the same thing as bass. So hopefully I'll get some spinner baits, or hopping frogs or something like that, popping frogs and whatnot. So yeah, pretty cool concept. I'm looking forward, and it's that anticipation each month of what's in my box this month. So anyway, hopefully Nattie will give me a shout out, and I'll get some subscribers going so you can see what's going on with this. But really cool, cool girl. Like it's cool that she loves fishing, and she's pretty genuine. Seems to be, not that we know all these internet stars. We just see what we see on YouTube. But she seems to be pretty down to earth, and that's cool. And she loves to fish, and that's really cool. Who doesn't, right? So anyway, thanks, and appreciate you watching this, and take care.